there some reason you're here? Your gaze was rather piercing for someone who was just looking. Oh, I see now. You found yourself captivated by my charms. This sort of thing happens all the time to those of us blessed with such transcendent beauty. If you say so, you seem a trifle stuck on the point, if you ask me. Now then, you may call yourself my tutor if you wish, and I shall attend your classes. But none of this charade will make the idea of a mercenary teaching me any less absurd. What was that look? Are you trying to convey that I'm a mere commoner like yourself? Well, you are correct. Think of me as a temporarily embarrassed noble. Even a gilded wyvern must take refuge in its cave occasionally, but in time, it will soar free once more. I shall fly, bold and beautiful, into the skies again. My nobility and all of House Nouvelle shall be restored. What insolence! You hadn't even heard what I was going to say next. When I restore the glory of my house, you may serve me in some menial way. I may even pay you. Is that the most you can say when offered such a tantalizing prize? Say whatever you like, if it makes you feel better. It shall not sway me one way or the other. You look as though you want to say something. Allow me to save you the effort. If you intend to tutor me, I will require you to first prove that time will not be wasted. Show me not just your talent for teaching, but your wisdom, your skill, your mettle, your sense of authority. Of course! I've been struck by my own genius. You may assist me in my research. That ought to provide a chance for you to grasp the extent of how magnificent I am. It will also afford me the time I need to scrutinize your character. It's a plan so perfect that you can't turn it down, huh? Yes, these herbs will do, though I note we're short on arcane crystals. I'll make a note to keep some in reserve next time. Yes, that's everything. All I need now is a test subject for the ritual. Not a what, who? Meaning you. Now, lie still, please. Fair point. A bit of rest to clear my head would be good for the next steps. Let us leave off here, and I shall see you again in the morning. I'd better make some headway on this tomorrow. Every day counts, you know. If I can complete this ritual, I'll be famous throughout the known world for it. Oh! The prestige it will bring me is necessary to restore my fallen house. Or was your question, why go to so much trouble for a fallen house? Because I am a Nouvelle, as were all my ancestors. And our line has endured too long to end with me. Oh, yes, you don't know. Well, seeing as you are serving both as my research assistant and test subject, I should explain myself. House Nouvelle was granted its peerage shortly after the establishment of the Empire. For generations, the heads of our house have been scholars of magic. They often enjoyed appointments to esteemed posts within the Empire. However, during the insurrection of the Seven, we cast our lot with the Emperor and were punished for it. We suffered further losses when we were used as a sacrifice to Dagda and Brigid during their attack. My family, including my parents and older brother, died then. The town of Nouvelle is now an ash heap. The 6 great families decreed this to be the end of my house. We have not left now but the name. No title? No subjects? No land? Everything I was to inherit has been taken from me. What I require is an achievement so grand that our next ruler would be forced to recognize it. And then, House Nouvelle will take its rightful place among the elite class once more. You understand that to collaborate with me towards such a grand purpose is a high honor, don't you? But yes, good night. I expect to see you bright and early tomorrow. Another failure! How? Was there an error in my calculations? I had precious few materials as things stood. Where will I get more once these run out? Oh, don't act so rueful. You carried out my directions faithfully. Neither the credit nor the blame ought to be yours. My grand achievement is further away than I had hoped. House Nouvelle's future seems so dim. You're correct, of course. I mustn't be discouraged. It is hard to maintain one's patience after 5 years. But in the greater context of the history of House Nouvelle, 5 years is barely worth counting. I have been in a low place indeed to require so much reassurance. And for your reassurance, I am truly grateful. You have spurred me to continue my research. You've been useful to me in many ways, in fact. Research assistant, confidant, test subject. All of this is preparing you well for your greater role to come. My personal attendant. There are few as naturally servile as you in all of Fodlan. When House Nouvelle is at long last restored, we simply must find the proper position for you. Granted, this will be difficult, perhaps even impossible to accept, given your current status. But I rarely let the impossible stop me. I shall see it all done. The restoration of my house, installing you as my servant, and more. Are you ready for the next steps? Oh, come now. My sulk ended minutes ago. Do keep up. But on the rare occasion that I find myself at a loss, I grant you permission to lift my spirits. I don't know that I care for the hint of resignation in your tone, but no matter. I expect you to do your all for the sake of my house nonetheless. You're late. Did you intend to keep me waiting for so long? Yes, I suppose your position is rather demanding. But you really must get your priorities in order. The moment has come. All these years of research shall finally bear fruit. But first, a request. You must marry me! I've given this quite a bit of thought. It satisfies me to have come up with a way to be with you always. For the new Archbishop to become my personal attendant might seem a step down. However, if we were to be wed, you would have to stay close to me. A perfect plan, wouldn't you agree? No, not at all. You misunderstand me. I want a real marriage, not a political sham. I want us to be together for life. My love for you won't stand for anything less. Oh! You came prepared with a ring! Which means we think alike already. We were destined to be together. And it is together that we shall work to restore House Nouvelle. You have no issue with living on House Nouvelle's former land, I trust? Or would it pose difficulties for one in your position to move to the western edge of Fodlan? But that is a detail which can be settled later. Let us act now on what matters.
Pardon my intrusion, but something alarming has happened. It seems to have started around the Goddess Tower, but it's spread throughout the cathedral now. A wave of flowers is... Oh, please excuse me. I can see you're busy. Ah, I should have realized. Her magic! Your fiancé? Since when were you engaged?
His fiancé?
Well, congratulations in that case. If that's all this is, then I'll let the others know to stand down.
My dearest, you must warn me next time before tossing around such charged language. What you called me? Oh, I'm all aflutter. I can't tell whether this is delight or embarrassment. Regardless, I shall consider it to be fair play. I haven't felt my spirits lifted so since the last time I made a breakthrough in my research. Oh, do you suppose that piece of spellcraft will suffice to see my house restored? It surely qualifies as a grand achievement, yes? One that shall go down in history. As for what other purpose it might serve, I leave that up to you. You won't object to that, I take it. After all, you can't refuse a request from your darling fiancé.